will be interviewing as a team.
We're here to fuck shit up.
If worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them. You know, it's
They're here.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Roto Slappers Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Wednesday night. We are back. We are live. We are about to play some Deal or No Deal to finish off our rankings 21 through 50. I won't take too much time explaining that. You know who I am. I am Streetsathon. And you know who's next to me as well. The one, the only.
In other words, hold my hand. I think you're key.
The green one himself. Sean Michael S. Green is in the house. How you feeling, buddy? You ready?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just excited seeing all these training camp notes and nuggets coming out and seeing some injuries. You know, hopefully nothing serious, but you know it's gonna happen. We just gotta adjust and adapt. You know, that's part of the plan.
Yeah. In honor of like football kicking off with training camp, I actually rocked the Caleb tonight.
Yeah, he's looking good apparently, according to the beat writers.
Oh yeah, I don't.
My buddy Aaron Lemming, you all know him. Aaron Lemming, he's one of my buddies. Actually, we met a few years ago, and he's a good Bears reporter. A good guy.
Yeah, I don't want to get too excited because I hate getting excited for training camp stuff. Like everyone's in shape. Running backs are running routes. Like everybody looks great in some.
Best shape of their life always this time of year.
They don't put pads on till Friday. All the vibes are usually great at camp right now when they first kick off, especially until they get pads on and until the preseason. Everything always rides high. So don't try to make too much of it. Don't fall into that trap. Like Jamison Williams looks absolutely amazing again out there. And this is the year for him.
Growing up while he's running routes. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, we are a month away. That's it. We're
46, I think.
46 days away from the season. Most drafts are Labor Day weekend. Like your home leagues, probably that's what I'm referring to. Most of them are Labor Day weekend.
Well, I have a home league drafting on the August 4th. So
I have one on Friday.
Oh, wow.
This Friday, a live draft, non-PPR, old school as it gets, but it's live. And the laptops were banned, by the way. You're not allowed to bring a laptop. So you can bring
sheets or bring a magazine.
You can bring your phone. It's hard to ban that because people got to text and do other stuff. But yes, magazines are the old school way.
I love the magazine. I don't even magazine. Care. Judge me all you want. I'm rocking that magazine.
But so I guess we are right. So we are starting them now, but majority of them will be Labor Day weekend, which is like 40 days away. That's it. So we're here. We're in the thick of it. Preseason starts soon. Hall of Fame game kicks off. Fantasy football is back. And we are just going to wrap up our rankings now. We've done So my idea for this week, it'll either be awesome or it's going to suck miserably. So it'll fail. Either way, it should be fun. But instead of just ranking 25 through 50, it was like, let's play a game that you're going to play. I'll be like whoever, Howie Mandel. That's who I'll be, or whatever it is for this one. I'll talk about each player too. But instead of just doing 25 through 50, we'll just play Deal or No Deal. You'll pick a briefcase and play the game. And then we'll get through about 20 players out of the 25 players that we should, depending on how many times I do the bank call. Maybe 21 players. I don't want to use it too much though, because I got to come up with a player each time. I kind of have that ready, but I think this will be more fun. And then we're done with rankings at least. So then we got like the meat and potatoes of all this out of the way. And then next week, that's what I was going to segue into. Next week is the Mega Bowl. Mega Bowl mock draft. I don't even know what that means, but Who cares?
Provocative.
You're going to want to tell, you'll see the commercial soon, but you're going to want to tell your kids and your kids' grandkids and your grandkids and everybody about the mock draft Mega Bowl. But the whole idea of them is basically going to do another mock draft. But this time, if you're drafting with us, you can come on the stream and talk about it. It's a free crawl. Yeah, just come to the trailer park of fantasy sports and have some fun with us. Talk about how you approach it. You don't have to be a content creator. You don't have to be an analyst. You don't have to be any of that. Come and shoot the shit with us for a good hour and a half while we do this draft next week.
Just enjoy fantasy football and be here.
Yeah, because that's what we are. That's all we are. So that's what we'll do next week then with the Mega Bowl, and then after that we're gonna do breakouts, sleepers, breakouts, and busts. Basically, is how we'll do that one, which is probably most of the guys you'll be drafting after 50, anyways. That you either, at least for us, or ranking after 50. So a lot of stuff coming up as we still approach the regular season. But without further ado, here we might as well jump right into the game, right?
Do it.
That's what we're here for. This way I don't watch this. I gotta see, this is where I gotta take that off. I'm gonna take this off real quick. I'll put that back on when we're done. I'm gonna put let's see this up there. Nice logo, right? That's cool. Look at that. I don't know. I found this, Googled it, and I found somebody that had like a PowerPoint presentation template for this, so I had to go through and like make each one. So I will have to follow along. Unfortunately, I can't do like two screens where I write the names down. So what I'm gonna do is when you pick your first briefcase, I'm gonna note that down. You'll remember who that is, and I'll put them ranked as like 1 for now, and we'll keep them there as we go through, and I'll just keep updating every few picks or so who we've gone through and who you've passed up to keep who is in your briefcase.
Gotcha.
And yeah, hopefully this will work.
Howie Mandel would be proud. Just don't come near you, don't touch you, don't breathe
What's up,
on
buddy?
you.
I met Andrew, SFB Chicago, by the way. That's where I met him. He was part of us. Awesome guy. My George Pickens brother.
I saw that
season, baby.
He had donated a bottle of alcohol that John Daigle won. So
yeah,
now we're connected. That's awesome.
See how this community works? It's like
absolutely, it's great. Scott Fish has created something great.
It just connects people that are all the same people in a sense. So that's kind of how that always works. All right. Anyways, so without further ado, I'm going to let you pick. If you're not familiar with this game, I'll recap it one quick time. He's going to pick a case. That's going to be his. So he is on the clock. That's what we're doing here. He's picked 25. Sean is on the clock, and he's going to do this deal or no deal style for the player he's going to draft. So he's going to pick a briefcase. That's going to be his player. After that, he's going to pick another briefcase, and he's going to decide if that's the guy that he wants to roll with, or does he want to just keep going and just keep gambling and knocking off briefcases until he eventually, gets to wants to either swap it, the bank calls him and gives him a player that he really likes, or he just gets stuck with the guy. We'll tweak the rules as we go here. It won't be exactly like it, because otherwise we might be done in 5 minutes. But so go ahead. You could pick your briefcase.
All right. I'm going to start with my lucky number, and that's 8. Let's see what we got.
So let me get ready here as I write this down. Oh, this is too good. Hold on. Andrew's going to laugh at this one. So he's going to go at briefcase 8. And he gets George Pickens. Oh, that's funny. So I did all 18 of these briefcases a while ago. So this was not set up that way. So it's actually just a huge coincidence that we're doing that. But
I knew.
So that's funny. I'm going to mark him down. Okay, I got him marked down. Now we know who your briefcase is, and don't pick. Hold on, let me put down case 8, because otherwise I'll forget, because it's not going to keep that case up. Fortunately, it's the only downfall of this. So now you know briefcase 8 is George Pickens, and that's who you are going to either take, but you're not going to take him. So you're going to pick a. But anyways, let's talk about George Pickens. Duh. Before we do it, who I do have. Like when we get to the rankings part, close to 50, but I'm super, super high on him this year. What are your thoughts on George Pickens?
I think he's the wide receiver one now with Deontay Johnson gone, and he's the kind of receiver that Russell Wilson will find. He'll get him the ball. I think, as always, it's the Arthur Smith thing in that offense. It's always concerning. You don't know how they're going to use these guys, but there's no reason for him not to be their wide receiver one. I can see him putting up 1,000 yards, maybe 6 to 8 touchdowns, just depending. Maybe more. I don't know. I think they're going to run the ball more, and who knows if they'll bring in another weapon, via trade or players get released at the end of camp. But I do like Pickens. I just definitely don't like in this range. He's a little too soon for me.
Pick 25. Yeah, no, I kind of agree there.
Yes.
The splits with Deontay out are pretty mind-boggling.
He was a monster down the stretch last year.
Oh yeah, the final month of especially week 16, 17, your
right.
fantasy
champion.
Yeah, he won people fantasy championships last year.
Yeah.
So that's the taste that most people are going to have of him in their mouth. I mean that from a no. You don't think that. You know what I mean by that one. That came out wrong. Anyways, back to fantasy football. And I know it's hard to use those splits anyways because of the new offensive coordinator and new quarterback. But it's an upgrade to me. Well, everybody. I think Russell Wilson keeps the job. I don't think it's going to be Justin Fields' job at all throughout the season. I think Russ keeps that. And Russ has produced elite, like a good fantasy wide receiver before, so there's no concern there. And we talked about Arthur Smith last week also. Like, I'm not really worried about Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator. I'm not, because he can't get cute. Like, Mike Tomlin's going to look at him and be like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, dude, stop. Like, I'm not putting it. No, we're not. I don't know what you're trying to do there. Just put the best players on the field and run the play. Like, he doesn't have to get too cutesy with it anymore. So I expect a lot, big things out of George Pickens this year. But obviously, I'm not taking him at 25 either. No. Woo, you can get him much later than that. Where I rank him is not even where I'll draft him. Because you can usually wait for that. And Andrew says it best. You have to throw to someone. Yep. And both of us are Mute. I also like Fryer Mute. Patty French fries is another big one too. And the Arthur Smith system also produces tight ends. They would have produced a really great one last year had they just used one of them instead. But
it's going to be Darnell Washington. It's not going to be Fryer Mute.
Stop! Don't no.
No.
Actually,
the star of the offense is going to be
no.
Please don't start with that. Not this year. I told you Mike Tomlin's going to be like, no, we're not. No, yeah. Patty French fries is staying out there, dude. Yeah. Stop this nonsense. And I like Roman Wilson as a Michigan fan. So do you. But Roman Wilson's more of like, he doesn't pop up on the stat sheet type of guy. He's a Harbaugh kind of guy. He's a gritty like player out there. He's gonna block. He's gonna do a lot of things that just don't.
He's doing a lot of blocking for those running backs. That's for sure.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yep.
and go blue.
Oh, there we go.
That part I didn't know.
Never have too many.
But yeah, go ahead. So you could pick case 2 now.
Let's go with number 18.
18. You just chose Devonta Smith. Would you take him at pick 25? Or do you want to keep playing? And regardless, you're going to talk about Devonta Smith real quick, so go ahead.
Since I don't know what else you have in here, it's not the worst choice because I'm very high on the Eagles offense this year. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take him there.
No, you can't take him. We got to play the game. Otherwise, it's going to take
at 25.
You don't want to take him there. You don't want to take him at 25. Oh, no, trust me. But go ahead and talk about him real quick.
Well,
Otherwise, the game's over. That's why you can't take him yet.
okay. I thought we were playing it all the way through.
No. Oh no,
Gotcha.
we can. Once you finish it, you finish it. That's why I'm saying like no. So this is it. So there could be bigger players on there for you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I
Yep.
thought we were ranking them based on like I pull the case and okay, I see what you're saying. But for me, Devontae Smith, I like the Eagles' offense this year. I think they're going to be really good. You know, as I've said before, I think AJ Brown has wide receiver 1 overall upside. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, Jalen Hurts, he's going to sling it. You know, Kellen Moore running that offense, I think they're going to be more efficient. And who are you going to double team? Most likely Brown, but Devontae Smith is 1B to AJ Brown's 1A, I guess you could say. So I like Devontae a lot. And in the third round, that feels very comfortable for me to take.
I do. I don't. This is tough because I don't know if I have him in my third, but I could make the case for it. Like the third is just beefy. There's a lot of guys I like in that third, but he might round out the end of it. We talked about him too, like a couple weeks ago. I like him in that offense because remember they got a new offensive coordinator, a much better one. And in that offense, the guy in motion always eats. And that's kind of what he does, right? So I do feel like there's a big season incoming for him again. AJ Brown, though, is an alpha, and he does have to contest with him. So that it's a completely different animal than basically we saw in LA or Dallas, for that matter, with two top tier wide receivers. But we do know that the wide receiver that's in motion in that offense is going to see a lot of volume. So I do see another bounce back season out of Devonta. I think AJ Brown pushes close. It's tough, but I just can't do. I don't know if I can do early third, but I can definitely see at the end of the third. And when we get to list these players, I'll kind of explain probably why. But I don't blame you. I don't blame anybody for taking him in the third here. And I know. Hold on, we got a couple other. By the way, lifelong fan. None of us are alum. I'm a lifelong. Same here. Lifelong fan. Saw them playing. They used to just be on TV when I was a kid on ABC. The Fab Five then kind of became popular with basketball. They only played Notre Dame and Michigan football here when I was a kid. Same here. So lifelong fan also.
Desmond Howard for me.
Here's the Brian Thomas and Devontae Smith Stan himself.
I already know with Brian Thomas. If you want him, you gotta take him before him.
I traded Devontae. Yeah, he did. I forgot about that trade now. Oof. So we traded. To be honest, though, he didn't do that bad. At the time, he was like his rookie year for Devonta, and he got James Conner back, who I know he's been banged up a little bit, but when he's played, he's been good for him. It's not like he got a bust out of it.
I'm not a big guy. I'd rather have Devontae 10 out of 10 times.
By the way, when we go to the comments, we love to go to the comments because
it's customers first.
I have to play the Jewel video. That's the only time I'm ever going to get that one in. But anyways, so let me write down what you got here. We're going to put him to So that's how I'm going to keep you playing this. Is that's the whole idea of this. So you can either take who you took in your original briefcase or this one. But once this one's gone, he's gone. So if you end up trying to gamble it all the way to the end and you get someone worse than your briefcase, that's just how it.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. But there could be bigger players still out there. You haven't got to them yet. And the bank will even call you and offer a player at some point.
Well, I'll look
another
forward
surprise. But go ahead and pick another briefcase.
All right. Give me lucky number 7.
Lucky 7 with the lady eating an apple.
She's bored to death.
Here we go. Number 7. Amari Cooper is who you get at number 7. Will you take Amari Cooper as your 25th pick?
Definitely not.
But
I do like
tell
Cooper.
us about Amari Cooper too.
I think the biggest thing with him is it hinges on Deshaun Watson. You know, he's got to bounce back to his Houston form. He's got to run the offense, and they have a great coach, great offensive mind. You know, they have a lot of weapons in that offense. I think their offense could be sneaky good this year. people kind of like they see them as kind of a boring offense or whatever. But if Watson hits like he did back in Houston, I think Cooper's going to be the guy. They just gave him a raise. He's got more guaranteed money, so he'll be in camp. And there was talk about him maybe holding out, but he's going to be there. And I like Cooper, but he's more of a fourth round guy for me personally. I mean, they went and got Judy, who I can see playing out of the slot there, and I think Judy's due for a bounce back too. I think people kind of gave up on him, after his Denver time, which rightfully so. But I'm high on Judy too, so Cooper for me.
Like
not here.
I'm not falling for Judy. I feel like that's Elijah Moore last year.
You're gonna learn.
Could be. Maybe I will. I might learn, and it could happen, and I might learn. But I'm not gonna. You can get. I mean, you're getting Judy in. Once again, this is like the Kinko's office league. That's who we're talking about right here, right? But this is not. We're not referring to the big time like shark leagues and degenerates out there, like all the SFB leagues or your high stakes and stuff like that. In your just normal office Kinko's league, you're gonna get Jerry Judy cheap, so I shouldn't hate on him. You're going to get him for free at the end of the draft anyway, so it's not really you're like investing much on him. But yeah, Amari, if I go running back heavy, if I start out the draft, let's say running back, maybe tight end in the third, I don't mind Amari in the fourth,
right,
as my first wide receiver, because I might not get anything like, I mean, I could. He was in wide receiver 10 in 2022. And if we get a healthy Deshaun Watson, could he return to that? Sure. But at the very least, he's in PPR. He's been wide receiver 10, 15, 27, 10, 20. So you're getting a floor out of him, So like the wheels aren't going to fall off the wagon and go crazy. So if you start off with running back, or even running back, tight end, running back, something crazy in that matter, I don't mind him. And he's probably a good wide receiver too, if that matter too on your team, because he's safe.
Right.
Oh boy,
that one alone.
So if anybody doesn't know, Blake, by the way, is a Devonta or Waddle. I don't want to spoil it yet, so hold on. But he may or may not be in here. But anyways, Blake is a Houston fan, so he's probably a little.
He's okay with Watson being gone. Then he's in a much better position.
Yeah. Well, you get go from Lovie Smith gift wraps them CJ Stroud, so of course gift wrapped us Caleb Williams too, though, so I shouldn't complain. But so yeah, you're not taking Amari Cooper then at that spot.
No,
you're gonna keep playing the game.
I'm playing. Let's go.
All right. So with that being said, go ahead, and in case you have cases 7, 18, and 8 are gone.
I'm gonna go something odd here. Let's go with 15.
You want to go with case 15. Josh Jacobs comes in fresh from 1,000 touches, it seems like, the last 2 seasons in Las Vegas, and now he ends up in Green Bay replacing Aaron Jones. So what are your thoughts on him?
I think they went out and paid him a lot of money. And they cut Aaron Jones. I mean, it's pretty telling. They're gonna run him, and they still have the option to get out of his contract after this year. And you have Marshawn Lloyd, behind him, which I think he'll have a role, but I don't expect it to be something that's limiting to Jacobs. I think they're going to probably throw him the ball. And I saw a clip where that Jordan Love was saying he's going to try to throw him a touchdown because he's never caught one, I guess. So I think between that and him getting the goal line work, and I mean, you could pretty much lock him in for 1,000 yards as long as he stays healthy. Probably double-digit touchdowns as well. Yeah. But I'm not taking him at 25.
No, I don't like.
Put your Bears bias aside and tell us how you really.
No. I know. I get it. I know. I get it. I'm not. He's just been like ran into the ground, I feel like, and
yeah. But he's still healthy. I mean, he's healthy.
I know he's not that old either. And as long as he's healthy, he's going to touch the football 300 times this season. A lot. Maybe, I don't know. Matt LaFleur he like we saw.
He does like a dual back system.
But they paid him that money. And even so, if he's the gets the lion's share of the load, it's still going to be a hefty load there.
Yeah.
I just don't know where to take him.
He's a tough
I'm
one.
not-
I can see him third or fourth. It just depends on your build and
I don't
where
even
you
know
are
what
in the draft as well.
That's true. Like, I feel like I'd rather get him in the 5th, but I get why he's top 50 to most. Because you are just paying. I mean, volume is what that's what makes the running back in fantasy half the time, especially when we get to this range. You're
Right.
just looking for volume. So
In a good
that's
offense
something he's
like
safe
that.
at getting, and a good offense. It's maybe I'm biased. Is that what it is? Maybe in my head, I just keep saying, eh. But you know what? I liked Aaron Jones, and maybe that's why. Maybe I'm salty because, like, but he never was used right.
Well, you know, and
He
I
got
think
hurt all the time too. But
he did. He was always hurt, and I think that's when he wanted to use the dual back system because you couldn't run Aaron Jones into the ground for that reason. But I think with Jacobs, it's different. You know, he's a different type of runner. He's feels like he's a little bit bigger. You know, like all around. So I don't know.
like his efficiency took a nasty hit last year, but that's
The
got to
Raiders
bounce back this year,
mess.
right? So yeah, so it's got to bounce back a little bit. Easily going to see more than 6 touchdowns, probably. So
I mean,
maybe
2
I'm
years
too
ago-
low on him.
2 years ago,
Maybe
he
it's
led the
just
league in
a-
rushing. So why? I mean,
Like he's Robitussin, right? He works. It's just like you don't want it, you don't want to take it, but you need it, and it works, and that's just kind of what Josh Jacobs is. And I just gotta maybe talk myself into it. Like if you don't have a running, like if you start wide receiver, tight end, not a bad first running back to have because at least you know workload's kind of safe. But I'm gonna guess you're not taking him at 25 here. That's case 15, right?
yeah, no, not at 25.
You did take him in. Did you take him in SFB? No.
No, I did not.
Oh. Although he's actually probably pretty good at SFB scoring running back.
Oh, for sure. Because you get the points. That was it. Half point per carry or whatever. Quarter point, I should say.
So cases 7, 8, 15, and 18 are off limits, and I'll let you go back to the.
Hello.
Oh no, the banker's calling me. Uh-oh. Let's see what the banker has to say to Sean. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. I'll let him know. He's offering, in case you want it, if you want to swap your pick here and end the game, he's offering you Malik Neighbors.
No. Tell the banker to shove it for now.
No deal? Slam it,
deal.
no deal. We got no
deal.
deal. Now, where would you put Neighbors?
I like Neighbors, but I've been having a hard time with where to rank him. You know, I think the talent is there, the upside is there. It's just Daniel Jones, Drew Lock. How much do we trust them? I think Dayball's offense is good. Can these two quarterbacks run the offense? Can Jones have a season like he did 2 years ago when they made the playoffs and they beat the Vikings? You know, he's probably the best talent they've had at receiver since OBJ, right? You know, his overall skill set. I'm having a hard time with him right now. I'm trying to figure out where to put him. But I'm not taking him at 25. I'll let somebody else takes him and they thrive. You know, congratulations.
That's in redraft, especially. I don't know where
Well, in Dynasty is different, but obviously, but for redraft,
Yeah.
it's
what like the Kinko's league. I had a joke about.
Yeah.
I should just say like Blockbuster, something that's not even around anymore. I'm probably gonna rank him where I don't have to take him, or unless it's a super mega deal for me, so I don't have to deal with it because I just don't know enough about him. And if I miss out on him his first season, if I have to pay a premium to get him, probably okay with that. So
Right.
I would agree with that also, even though as crazy as it is, like when I did this, I went through like everybody that you're going to see in here. Since we didn't rank them yet ourselves 25 through 50, I had to go and take their average rank, basically.
Oh, I see.
And so Neighbors is part of it, and that's why he's in there. It's wild. So he is that high. With that being said, there was no case done, so go ahead and pick a case. Again, 8, 7, 8, 15, and 18 are your cases gone.
Well, let's go with 3. You know, he's lifting weights. He seems like he wants to hit the gym. So let's go with that guy.
That is, I didn't even see him. He was lifting weights.
Getting the curls in.
Or it's a shake weight.
I think it'd be tilted the other way, I guess. But
Case 3. Stephon Diggs. I'm going to venture to guess you're not going to use this as your 25th pick because I know your team, Nico, as is. I saw Andrew also actually said this a little while ago. Well, it was somewhere in there. I'll
no,
find
it was Blake.
Was it? No. Somebody said. There, it was Andrew. I told you. See, he helped him win a home league.
I saw what Blake had said. I missed that.
But I know you're a Nico guy too, and I know that you're not really a Stephon Diggs guy, but he is ranked in the top 50. So, I know you're going to skip him, but go ahead and tell us about why you're going to rank him later.
I was a Diggs guy in Buffalo. I liked him a lot. You know, obviously, he's an alpha. You know, I just see him coming to this offense. They just paid Nico. And I always like to follow the money. Maybe I'm wrong in my process, but for me, you know, he's going to complain if he doesn't get the ball. But you paid Nico to be your 1. You got Tank Dell, who him and Stroud have amazing chemistry, and I don't know where to slot Diggs. He's another one I'm really struggling with because you know he's a talented player. It's just, is he the third option in the passing offense? You know, is he, you know, if obviously there's an injury, he's going to do better, you know, whatever. It's hard. I'm out. I'd rather just let somebody else take Diggs. If, again, he's another one, you know, it's a situation where if he has a good season, you know, great. But for me, I'm just going to pass.
His ADP is way too pricey for me these days. Like,
It is.
Too much going around there now. Like we talked like banging this drum every week. I hate when there's 3 really good wide receivers on a team. Like how many passes do we expect? CJ Stroud.
Well,
it's not going to be much more than he threw last year per game. And now
can he
there's
throw for 5,000 yards with these 3.
no, he's not going to.
No, I'm saying it's possible, but here's the thing:
it's possible, but it's unlikely. So
you know, are they going to run the ball more with Mixon, who is clearly an upgrade on what they had last year? So
if they're winning games too, it's different.
Well,
like
and the thing is, their defense is going to be better as well.
Yep.
So they might not have to throw as much. They might have some shootouts. They have a tough schedule. I know that, but it's just the whole offense in general. I think it's a better, for me. It's like a better and best ball situation because you can have, you know, with any of the guys and you're going to be starting them, but you're going to have inconsistent weeks. This week it's Diggs. This week it's Nico. This week it's Dell. This week it's Dell. Back to Diggs. You know what I mean? But I like Nico's alpha role personally.
Diggs fight in practice today. Diggs can be just a headache. Here's Josh Allen. Like we might just be happy he's gone. He doesn't have to deal with that anymore. So there is a chance he just gets phased out that way, but it is a 1-year deal, so who knows? He might be. He's just too expensive for me. You just said it best. Defense is good. They might win games. They might be up in games. Stroud's not going to throw the football 50 times a week. There's going to be spike weeks. There's going to be just really 2-3 week stretches of 2-3 catches, maybe 3-4 catches tops. That's not going to help you much. If he prices right, his ADP is just too ridiculous for me right now. If he prices right, back end, maybe if I get past pick 50 and he's still floating around there,
sure.
I'd take him.
There's
But we talk about, as you said in the mock, give me Tank Dell right now. Well, you like Nico, and I'll take Tank Dell just at cost.
Nico Dell,
it's the cheapest, but for me. And I get it. The Nico guys are Nico guys. He's not in here though because he was ranked. You had him ranked in the top 25, so I wasn't going to throw him in here. So I'm guessing you're not taking Stephon here. So go ahead and you could pick another case. Right now we've had 3, 7, 8, 15, and 18.
Let's just clear the top row. Let's go with 16 because he's also lifting weights, doing the curls. He wants to get out of here too.
Oh, it's the same guy.
Yeah,
16, huh? It looks like it. Oh, they doubled up. Okay, 16. As we go. Alvin Kamara.
See,
Alvin Kamara took a pretty big efficiency hit last year. Worst season probably by far. However, the volume was there, especially the areas of the game that you want it to be in, and that's receiving. So still a pretty good PPR running back, but you're not going to take him at pick 25. So
No.
you can get him much later. I'm not taking him till I get to probably 50s anyway. So, but go ahead. Kendrick Miller just can't stay healthy, and that's the only downfall.
Well, right. And I saw he was already dinged up today, and they're already saying, if he can't stay on the field, this, that, and the other. I mean, he's got the upside, but gosh, Kamara, I think he's just going to fall into the heavy role. He's going to catch passes. So he has the value. It's just a matter of where do you value him for your build, right? To me, he's more of like a fourth, fifth rounder. Obviously, it depends on format as always, but yeah, I just kind of want to avoid. He's getting older. That offense is, in my eyes, I think the passing offense will trend up. I don't know about him as a runner. That's where I think Kendrick Miller would have slotted in pretty well. But how long is he going to be doing that? Oh, I do too. And I would rather just pass on Kamara and take Miller later myself.
Yeah, where he's priced, there's a good chance I have 0 shares of Alvin Kamara this year, unless there's like a trade I make with somebody and it's like a 2 for 2, and he's just somebody I get back in it. There's just a good chance. Don't get me wrong, I love pass catching running backs, but yeah. Oh, here's another good point. Hold on. So
Ryan Ramchick.
Yep,
probably gonna have to retire.
So I'm gonna skip him too, especially at pick 25. Yeah, so that was case 16 with Kamara.
Top row is done.
So we'll let you pick again. 3, 7, 8, 15, 16, and 18 are all gone.
Let's go with number 6.
Case 6. Here we go. Josh Allen. Now comes the question. In your home league, especially your home league redraft, do you need to take Josh Allen at pick 25? It's not super flex. Remember, this is not a super flex draft. Don't get me wrong, Josh Allen's great. But do you need to take him there? Or will you? Quarterbacks feels deeper this year. There's a lot of options, especially sporadically throughout the draft. But he is a beast. And you're gonna have to use a pick around this range to get him if you do want him. So what are your thoughts?
Like you said, in the home leagues, I think he's going to end up going in the 3rd round. For me personally, I probably would pass here. I mean, obviously, he's going to be QB1. I have no doubts about that. Even with Diggs gone and Gabe Davis gone, new offense, I really like him. But there's other value I can get at the wide receiver, at tight end, at running back in this round. And I can get another quarterback will give me a close in numbers to what I can get from Allen versus the fall off at running back and tight end and receiver at 25 in that range. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on him. Although clearly QB1, if I can get him in the 4th round, I like that a lot better.
That's the thing for me. And I love Josh Allen. And by the way, he moves up a notch. He's got the nice celebrity girlfriend now rocking out there. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, Kate Bishop.
Go for it, buddy. He's on that celebrity status now, so I like that. But you are right. Stephon Diggs gone does not really concern me too much because maybe he's got to play hero ball. Maybe he's got to run a little bit more. Maybe we get 800 rushing yards out of Josh Allen again. You never know. However, this is just the year where Kyler Murray in the 7th is kind of going. You can get Anthony Richardson even around there, 6th round for that matter. And you can even get guys to just to back them up in the 10th, 11th round that are still pretty nice. It just seems like this is the year. Definitely, I'm going to pass and kind of wait on it, unless you are right. Unless we get to that 4th, and I'm looking at Josh Jacobs or like Josh Allen or one of these guys.
That's awesome.
He does. I like that too. So somebody who likes fantasy.
He's a great guy. I mean, he's good with the fans, and
he's dating like the Hawkeye protege from Marvel. So
Kate Bishop. for all the Marvel
Hey,
fans.
Bishop. See? Oh, are you? Look at
You know,
you.
you know I'm a Marvel nerd. I mean,
Jesus. Shot
Black
the name right off. So I'm guessing then now that you know that, you're not going to take Josh Allen. I
No,
feel like
I'm gonna pass.
we're bashing him for no reason here.
Well, and that's the thing. He's definitely
but
QB1.
yes, he
I
just
like his
catches
weapons.
strays.
It's just like, well, could I wait? Maybe could I pull Lamar in round 5, Anthony Richardson in round 6? You know what I mean? Obviously, you're not getting Josh Allen, but again, it's the fall off at the other positions versus the quarterback position. And like you said, it's deep this year. You're seeing like guys like Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence. These guys are going in double-digit rounds, and
Yeah, I was just gonna
I
say
mean, that's a steal.
you're getting really
look
late
at the
value
numbers
on a
that they
lot of
put up.
quarterbacks this year.
So
To the point you could just get 2 of them and play matchups. That's how late some of these good ones are going. Which I know I think we argued this for like a half hour last week. Do you take 2? No, but everybody hoards quarterbacks now. Trust me.
they
In
do.
your home
In
league,
the home leagues especially,
5 teams are going to take 2 of them. All right. So case 6, you're not keeping that one. So 3, 6, 7, 15, 16, 18 are all gone. And remember, currently your case is George Pickens for those who.
Let's go number 12.
Case number 12. Devon 8-chain comes in right here. Gets a little interesting now. He's. Ooh. Let me hear your thoughts.
You know, I like him in the 3rd round. I don't know if I want him there. He's a tough one because I still see Mostert as their number 1 running back. Yeah, HN he's a burner. You know, he's put on a little bit of weight. You know, they're going to use him, but Mostert doesn't have a lot of tread on the tires. It's tough. That offense, they have so many weapons. You know, I just don't know if you're going to get consistent production. He's going to have a lot of spike weeks.
Good God, he's probably like amazing best
he's the
ball
total
player.
upside. You know, with him, like Malik Neighbors, it's the same thing. Massive upside. It's just where do you
Peaks
take
valleys? Just
yeah, because sometimes HN's going to have 8 carries for 40 yards. And then the next week he's going to have 8 carries for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's the same thing. It's like, well, what do you do? But you pretty much have to take him in the 3rd round. I just don't personally want him at 25 either.
I could do the 4th, I think, with him. And the same thing we were talking about with Josh Jacobs. I think he's like, if I get a lot of crazy value, like if I get a crazy, like April got in SFB, and I just get 2 bona fide stud wide receivers right out the gate for some reason. And then again, in 3rd round, something crazy falls to me. And I have a lot of points on my first 3 picks that I'm scoring. I'll take the home run swing then with A-Chain 2 right there. Because I could probably get by on the weeks on the Valley week. But the peak week, you're putting up 200 points that week with your full team. So, or if they all kind of fade out, hopefully it's one of the spike weeks out of him. But I can't do 3rd. I could not do 3rd with him. I can't take anyone in the 3rd who I don't know the volume for.
Well, and I think he's
hell of an exciting player. Good. He is a whew, fun to watch, but unless we're all wrong and he just gets the workload.
He could. I mean, he could, but I just don't know what they're going to do with Mostert. I think the coaching staff loves him. He knows the offense because he played there in San Francisco. And then obviously last year he thrived. Obviously he's not going to score 20 touchdowns or whatever. He had 21, something like that last year. I don't see him doing that again. But I still think he's going to have a role. And you're talking about Josh Jacobs. I mean, you're getting guaranteed work with Josh Jacobs versus.
I know that's where we're different because I think I take A-Chain over Jacobs.
But see, and that's you shoot for that massive upside, because you can get a couple other running back pieces and just, if you can throw him in your flex.
I guess my build
backs, and then you have the upside back right here.
Just like if I get, like, what if I have a Monron Garrett Wilson, right? If I start a Monron St. Brown Garrett Wilson and somehow get like tight end falls and I get Travis Kelce in 3rd. Or Trey McBride, I love him, obviously. So even him, something like that. I think I could do the A chain start like that. That I could.
Well, yeah,
Cool.
it would have to depend on who else you have, but I don't think you're going to have that luxury because I think he's definitely going round 3 in pretty much every draft,
That's
even home leagues, because they're going to see his numbers, his big games, and that's all that matters.
that price tag's too expensive for me. That's just one of those like fourth perfect, but third no thanks. So, but I'm guessing you're not going to take him at pick 25. You still got some cases left here, so let me put A chain at 12 there. Go ahead. You still got quite a few cases to go here, so
Let's go number 2.
case 2. Rashad White pops in now. Another interesting one here at pick 25.
I like Rashad White. I think he caught a lot of passes last year. He needs to get better as a runner. Everyone's documented this. My biggest concern is Dave Canales is gone, and his offense was so good.
Caught a lot of passes. It says it lightly. You're giving him like that's just he caught a shit ton. Like that was check down city in Tampa Bay last year.
But then they got Bucky Irving, and I think he's going to have a role. I don't know what his role is going to be. I mean, obviously Rashad White's still the starter. Monster doesn't have a lot of
Bucky White. That's a good one.
But I mean,
I do. Here's the thing. I like Rashad White. He's being priced like reasonable for me.
He's fallen in just normal.
It's like the fourth I've seen him fall. So like the fourth round is a steal to me. And if he's there, the fourth, I'm taking him because I do think some of the efficiency woes of Rashad White were not all his. I don't think it was, and I do think there's room to improve there. And I think I think they struggled to find just anybody behind White. And then they had to draft him. And I know Bucky Irving's going to return kicks too, by the way. So yeah, I know, crazy. He's going to do some special teams while he's there. And I don't know if he's better than I like him. I'm not a scout either, but from what I read, it wasn't promising. And then all of a sudden he ends up like before the draft, he had a lot of flaws. Then he gets drafted to Tampa, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's great. He's gonna pass up White." I don't think that's the case yet. No. White wants to rush for 1,000 yards, and every year we fall trapped to this too in fantasy of the third, fourth, like the day 3 running back pick that everybody thinks is going to take the like crusty Robitussin vet job and just doesn't that season. So I do think that White is going to still be a workhorse. I just don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how many catches he passes this year, but I can't pass him up when we get to like the 30s.
I like Rashad White. I mean, I was in on him even as a rookie. When they had Fournette, I like Rashad White a lot. I just not at 25, but I do like him a lot in the third. Easy third round pick for me.
And he created this last year. If you're watching, take me down to check down city.
Hey, it worked.
The offense is ugly, but the volume is plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one. No, that was good times. Well, hopefully I can bring it back this year. I know that they changed coaches and stuff, but man, hopefully I can bring that back because that was fun. All right, so hold on. Let me write down this one. That was White in case 2 because I know you're not taking that. Getting there as I start to go back. Let's see here.
What cases do I have left? Because
you have, as I'm looking at it right now. So you've used 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and then the whole top row. So you still got a lot left. Like you still got 1 and 4, and looks like the middle row.
Let's let the chat pick the next case.
Here we go, baby. Baker, best shape of his career. I love this season. Everyone's immaculate shape for the season. Oh yeah, Blake, the good stuff. You should do that. You should do exactly what Blake says when you're doing it.
There you go. April pick 13.
April, she says pick 13. But...
Hello.
Ooh. Oh, the banker. He's telling me something. Hold on here as we're talking. Okay. Got it. All right. The banker's offering Joe Mixon.
Tell the banker to shove it again.
Shove it, banker.
Nope.
Tell the banker.
no.
All right. And then we're going to go. What did she say? Hold on.
She said 13.
I had to get the banker in there one last time, so I lost my train of thought. Case 13. The soccer player. Oh. Look at that.
Well, she set it up.
April with the magic touch. Going right for the 49er jugular on you.
He didn't want me to open 13.
She's
Oh,
right. The banker knew. This is where it gets, This is where it gets interesting. There's still some big names left.
I know. Obviously, you see my profile picture. That's me and Debo. That's my guy. I love Debo.
Are you willing to invest the 25th pick, though, in a draft on Debo Samuel?
Man, this
Make
is
a case
tough.
for him. Go ahead.
I mean, here we go. But he is in the best shape he's been in a long time. And that's not an exaggeration. That's legit. He's motivated. You know, when he held out for that contract before with the 2022 season, he came in kind of fat, slow, out of shape. And after the year, he even acknowledged it. He's like, I wasn't myself. And then, you know, last year he was good. But I think, oh man, that's a tough one. This is a real tough one. This is a
He walked off the field. I saw that.
right. He's
Walked off the field.
Ayuk's holding in. He was him and Lynch actually. They walked off and then Lynch came back, but Ayuk stayed in the back. It's a tough situation. He's going to get signed. I just don't know when. Now Trent Williams is holding out because he wants his contract. He wants some guarantees. You know, it's a good problem to have. I guess it means your team is good, but at the same time, it's just never ends. The drama never ends. But yeah, as far as Debo, I mean, Kyle knows how to use him. He's perfect in this offense because he can run the ball. He catches the ball.
He does do very good at
He does everything.
like
He's a
getting
jet
the
ball.
most out of these players, efficiency-wise in that offense. Because pick 25 on somebody with 89 targets is just
Right.
Oof.
And that's the thing is
risky. But somehow he makes his way to being PPR wide receiver 15 when it's all said and done. So
it's because of the rushing. You know, he gets the rushing work, and man, I like him right in that
Yeah,
range.
but-
but again,
you
I'm
know,
not going to take him at 25.
like we get to see the 400-yard rushing season again, but 200
No.
is still decent.
And you can still get a couple rushing touchdowns out of him as well.
I don't know. I have a hard time making a case. That's why I'm letting you do it because I'm definitely not. I would not have 25.
No,
doing it.
I'm not taking him at 25, but he's probably in that 26, 27, 28, that early third for me.
Let's see what he says here.
Yeah. Varsity Blues is a classic.
If the trade did happen, and Debo was the wide receiver one, would you take him then in that range, or does he just stay the same? And they
No,
find someone.
I think he definitely has to move up. If Ayuk is gone, because Ayuk is the number one receiver in that offense. He makes things go. Debo has a very set role. And then I don't know if Pearsall slots in next to him. You know, Ron Jennings is clearly our third down guy. I just feel like you'd have to move Debo up. And I think Ayuk, the problem is, where does Ayuk go? If he goes to Pittsburgh, I think that lowers the ceiling for Pickens personally.
For sure,
You know?
it does. I don't think he's going to
I think it lowers the ceiling for both of them.
Yeah.
So his best play
Luckily,
he needs to stay in San Francisco. He needs to get paid.
it's not happening. You've been screaming that for months. He's not going nowhere. It's not going to happen.
It's going to take a massive, massive haul to get Ayuk away from the 49ers. We're talking like, 2 firsts or a first and an elite player, and no team is going to give him that because they then they have to pay him. He's asking for 28 to 30. I don't know where he's at now, but there's no way.
You want to let the chat pick another one for you?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, Doc said 1. Let's roll with 1.
Oh, he wants to go with 1.
But there is another guy holding a trophy, so we'll see. We got 2 trophies left.
Well, I got to fix the screen.
Yeah, number 11.
All right. It's cool, though. We got to show the cool logo screen for a second there. Hold on. Anyways, case number 1. DK Metcalf. Yeah.
See, I can make a case for him in round 3 for sure.
So can I. I definitely could.
I'm really intrigued to see how that offense does this year. I mean, he's the alpha in that offense. If Geno is still steady like he has been the last 2 years, I think DK could be a steal. I've seen him going a lot in the late 3rd, early even mid 4th in some cases, and I mean, it's for me. I like to get the number 1 receiver in an offense. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I don't know.
The chat.
I'm so intrigued by what's behind the other cases, though. The problem is right now,
That's not a top guy, by the way, though. He says, "Ew, my bad." Blake says, "Take that." By the way, this is so just like we were talking about it. When we on the mock, we brought it up. Like you could expect this offense a bigger season out of DK Metcalf. His role in this offense is going to be bigger. And I really, really like him, but I don't know if you have to. Man, you do gamble it though. Like if you're that in tune to think that he is going to be a bona fide top 10 wide receiver, you'd have to take him there if you had that pick. Because he's not making it back to you.
No, not. You have to decide.
Is there better players on the board is the question. Still at that point.
I don't know.
Because I do like DK, and I do think I agree. I do see a big season for him. But yeah, I can't slot him in. Maybe 29-ish.
Yeah, not
30-ish.
Not the first pick of the 3rd for me.
But I missed out. So in our SFB draft, I'll just bring that up. I got Andrew and I would have had even crazier similar starts, but I thought I could get him back because I picked 3rd, and I thought I can get him back around the turn, and I did not. I got sniped. So now I kind of know if you want him, you're going to have to get him. Hopefully. But yeah, so go ahead. Let's pick another case then here. And
I have a good feeling about my next pick.
Oh, you got a case?
I got a case in mind. Number 11.
Case 11.
The other trophy.
The other trophy.
I'm waiting for somebody.
Well, he says y'all passed out a lot of guys. You got to pick someone on 20. I know we do, but we're in the Vegas. Sean loves to gamble too. Let's see you never know what's behind that mystery door. But what was the case? You wanted me to 11? Hold on, I lost my train of thought. Patrick Mahomes. We could probably bring up the same argument.
I don't want to talk
Allen
about
on this one. You're going to have to probably
about Josh Allen. I don't want to talk about this guy. I'm over this guy.
Yeah.
By the way, you put a Super Bowl picture in there? Really? I'm not over
this. It's on
this.
the graphic too, but
yeah.
I know.
Couldn't you put
Here's
like
the
a
thing.
Tech picture in there?
The minute someone takes Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts is going to go. The minute, and then 2 picks after that, Mahomes is going to go. This is how every home league is going to go. So if Josh Allen's going to go in that range, that means you're going to have to use a pick 2 on Patrick Mahomes. But the same thing we just said about Josh Allen, we could probably say about
It
Jalen
all
Hurts
applies. It all
and
applies.
Patrick Mahomes, and that's just waiting on quarterback. Because I do, if anyone's going to pop off for 5,050, it's him. And I would not be surprised if he did it again and he wins another MVP and he's the quarterback 1 of fantasy football this year. I know, I could see the eyes rolling there. I know, I get it, Mr. Niner, but it could very well happen.
Get Kermit off my screen, please.
I'm just gonna leave it there for a quick second.
Yeah, thanks.
As we but anyway, so I just gotta write it down. That's why. So I don't forget. What case was this? 11. Okay. You think you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases left or something? So what's your next case gonna be then?
Is 2 still available? I can't remember now.
I believe 2 is available. Nope. That was Rashad White.
Oh, 2 was? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you close it? Hit the
Oh.
It's not easy, Andrew. It's not. Let's go 10.
Not easy being green. Did you use 10? No, you didn't take 10 yet. Okay, hold on. Case number 10.
We took 8 earlier, Blake. That was my first pick, actually. That's my lucky number.
That's his case so far. There he is. There's the convo now. Jalen Waddle.
See, now this one I feel okay with. I really like this one. See, that's the thing is it Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle? I lean one of those two in that area. I like Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to Devontae Smith more than I trust Tua throwing the ball to Waddle. Tyreek, I don't know if he's going to go for 2,000 again, but he might if he stays healthy. And I do think Waddle's going to have a bounce back season. I can see double-digit touchdowns for him. I'm going to take 10. I'm taking this.
You're going to take it?
I'm going to take it.
I'll go through the rest of them. I got to figure out what the rest of them are. But anyways, I do like Jalen Waddle this year also. And I think Tua's fine throwing him the football. It's not Jalen Hurts in that matter. He had a weird year. He played 14 games last year. But it felt like if you rostered Jalen Waddle and you watched Red Zone, every other 5 minutes he was out of the game for something.
Right.
He was getting spasms. It was like, wow, he played. It was just a very weird year, and he was in and out of every single game. It felt like with injuries, and obviously he missed a couple games with it. It just was not. It was not a good year for him. I do think we get a get right season out of Jalen Waddle this year, and even if Tyreek Hill goes off for 2,000 yards, you could easily see a 2022 Jalen Waddle in my eyes because he only had 117 targets that year. He was still a wide receiver 8 on the year, right. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I do like Jalen Waddle also, and he would be in this range in the third-ish round range for me too. So I don't think it's a bad pick.
Yeah, I'm taking Waddle.
I'll book that in for you.
Pickens in the 4th round.
That was a good. That was a good one. What?
You had to find a way. You had to find a way to get that in there.
I was going to play it at some point, but that's good. I'll go through the rest of the cases now because we talked. So just so we can finish talking about everybody else. I just got to figure out what those cases are. I believe case 4 is one that we need to talk about. So I'll go to that next. So let's see what you had left. Case 4 had Kyle Pitts in it, which I do like Kyle Pitts this year, but not at pick 25. I have
split. Some love him, some hate him, some believe, he's going to be great. I'm more on the pass. Let somebody else take him. Even with Kirk Cousins, I don't care.
I like that. I like Kirk Cousins there. I like Kyle Pitts, but I think you can get Kyle Pitts in round 4. So I've grouped 2. I have 2 tight ends in each round. And if it falls back to that, like in round 2, if at the very end of it, Kelsey, Laporta in that order for me, very end of round 2. Round 3, We'll talk about who's there, and then round 4 is going to be the Kyle Pitts tier for me. That range. I'm not leaving the draft or the top 50 without one of my top 5-6 tight ends this year.
Right.
7 to 8 teams are going to have good tight ends. It's not like you're playing 8 teams that are streaming tight ends and there's only 2 or 3 good ones again. I feel like if catcher was that deep, I'd use it I'd make an early pick on a catcher too in fantasy baseball, just so I have one. So I'm definitely leaving with one. So I like Pitts, but it ain't that early. I'm not taking Kyle Pitts.
What else we got?
I'm trying to figure out the cases.
I think
I have. Which one?
I'm trying to think. I can't remember if I took 12 and 5. I don't remember.
I think case 5 is available, so we could do that one. So I'll do that one next time. Pitts will drop. He probably will. Hold on here. Let's go with this guy. Say Flowers. Look, these are top 50 guys, though. Just if you're going to look at ADP and rankings and kind of use them as a guide right now, Say Flowers is going to float around there. I'm good. Probably passing on. I could be this. I like Zay. No, I think he's. The offense is probably just. I don't know. Maybe they improve, and maybe I don't. It's just too high for me for what he kind of is, right?
No, I'm good.
You can get Christian Kirk like a round later. To me, same kind of player.
I'd rather have Kirk.
They're close. It's his cost, and that's really what it boils down to. I just think using a top 50 in the 40s pick on Zay Flowers, not my cup of tea. I would probably skip there too. But a lot of people do think that the Ravens passing offense is going to take another step this year too. That there's more that we haven't seen yet, and that there is more to unlock out of Zay Flowers. So you're not one of them, I'm guessing, huh? Can you hear me?
Yeah, just pass. I want to see who's in. I think case 9 we didn't open. I want to see who's in that.
Okay. I think Doc's a Zay Flowers guy, by the way. Sorry about that. Case 9. There he is.
That's my guy too. But
Trey McBride in case number 9.
I would take him early 3rd, but I'm not. That's tough though. That's my guy. That's a tough one. I still like the receiver with Devontae and Waddle. I still like them a little bit more. If it's a tight end premium, I'm probably taking McBride in round 2.
Which most is standard. That's the kicker, yeah.
Well,
the high stakes are right.
Mm-hmm. And my brain is just so wired. Like I said, I think McBride's going to be the number 1 target for Arizona. Obviously, Harrison 1A, 1B, whatever. Kelsey number 1 target for Kansas City. Mark Andrews number 1 target for Baltimore. I like Kincaid. He's probably the number 1 target for Buffalo. And these guys have a lot of value, and people just kind of sleep on that fact with the tight ends. It's not a sexy position. It's like, you're taking Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, guys like that, who are the number 2 options in their own offense. But again, I mean, you have to decide.
I love McBride.
Position scarcity is a good thing.
Yep. So I love McBride, but there's a certain core of players I would take in 3 ahead of him because I can get, if I miss on McBride, especially just in like I said, in a non-tight end premium, in a regular league, I still want one of these tight ends, but I can get Kincaid or Pitts, which I still like both of them around later. Right. I feel like, and if it's not tight end premium, then it'll be for sure. I'm more comfortable with one of those guys around 4. However, when we get to the back end of round 3, I'm okay with Trey McBride, and that's where he's going to be right in the.
What other?
I do. Oh, I swore. Damn it! $100
in the swear jar.
But yeah, I do like him. Trey McBride, baby. I think I made the Braveheart picture a while ago that I had posted on Twitter. It's Trey McBride's head on Braveheart riding the horse, his body. Trey McBride. Because I do think he could be the tight end 1 this season for sure. No doubt about that. 25 for 50 is a running back wasteland of it. Oh, Blake's looking for running back talk. There's a few of him here.
I think 14.
The question is, will Kincaid stay in 4 around the heat of draft season? I don't know. That's a good question, but I think so. In a home league, I think. I think
if you're playing with the Sharps, no.
Yes, no.
The Sharps are going to know. Home league, you have a very good chance.
It depends on where you play too, right? If it's ESPN, where do they rank him?
That's the thing. If you can have a live draft where everybody gets together, that's one thing. But if everybody's drafting on the computer, they're just going to go off of the ranks. Like, oh, he's the number 1 tight end here. I'll take him.
Yeah.
And I hate that. That's why I prefer live in-person drafts, because people have to actually think for themselves. They don't have a ADP type thing, you know?
I think all of us are going to rank these guys higher than what the site's going to rank them. So I think McBride, many people are going to make McBride in the 4th round of their home leagues this year. He'll fall to that because of where he's probably ranked them. That's my guess, and that's why I think Kincaid and Pitts are like the good fallback options that you have regardless in the 4th. You're right though. Every league is, but they're all different, and who knows? If it's live too, definitely has a shot of all of them falling back. And yeah, Blake, it is kind of how many cases do we have left real quick? I think we
have 14.
But Blake, we did talk about Jacobs, Kamara, Achane, White, and that's it, I think. So there's not a whole lot of running backs in that one.
Who's in 14? I want to see that one.
3-time Pitts outer. I'm trying to deal. I think this is we all fell for hopefully it doesn't happen to Laporta, right? We don't get that sophomore slump out of him, but we saw that mega season out of Pitts their first year, but gradual climb. And I think he wasn't healthy last year regardless. So now that he is healthy and he has Kirk Cousins, there's no Jonnu Smith there. Let's go Pitts to the moon. But anyways, what other, I don't even know what else
14.
Which one?
That one.
DJ Moore was on there. Good call. Not taking him at 25 either, huh?
Nope. I do like him though.
You're higher on him than me,
because I feel like
I'm a Bears fan.
To be the guy. You know, a rookie quarterback relies on the guy, gets open versus the zone. You know, he just gets a lot of catches. DJ's obviously the big play guy down the field. But I should
chime in, by the way. I have not rostered Kyle Pitts in 2 seasons. So this will be the first time I have him again in 2 seasons. So I haven't been burned by him. So it's easier for me to be like, let's go all in Kyle Pitts than the people who probably invested on him. But yeah, DJ Moore. I'm too pricey for me. I'm a Bears fan. Again, same scenario as we're talking about with these other guys. 3 wide receivers now. A lot of mouths to feed. Not at pick 25 for sure. You want to go back end of the 4th for me? Sure. We don't know who Caleb. We don't know who this guy's going to be yet. DJ Moore might be his most talented. I know you like him, but for all we know, Keenan Allen, when he's healthy, is going to get a fair share. You know, what if Roman Dunze is really good and earns?
He is good. He's very good, but I don't expect much from him this year.
Like I just don't think it's going to be force feed the football to DJ Moore like Justin Fields did last year anymore. That's my only kick. And if we're talking pick 25, no thanks.
No.
I'm okay 4th round, I think, is probably where I'll put him. I'm definitely taking I would definitely take Metcalf over him, Waddle over him, Debo over him, Devonta Smith over him, Pickens over him right now. That's where I'd probably do. Which is why he'd probably get moved back to the thing.
Was that the last case?
I do not. That's the thing. I don't know if I could rookie quarterback. I don't know how many times sure he's going to pass. He's going to break every Bears record.
Oh yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
That's not even.
I know.
Well,
it's
we're
like
on the limb here.
Small hurdle to climb out of him. I trust Tua only throws the football to 2 people. That's it. That's all he's going to throw. Like I'm not in on the Jonnu thing. They never use tight ends.
But
He's gonna.
last year, Durham Smythe had one of the highest on-field snap shares. He just didn't get the ball. Johnny
That's what I
Smith
mean.
is a different animal, though.
I
Never
get.
know. You're a late round guy. I'm in.
For sure. That's fine. I'll give you that. I just don't know. Depending on who's there, like I like Jelani Woods and some of these other guys better, but it's I don't know. Like you likes DJ more, and he's gonna be back in. You guys are together in this one. I think I'm too scarred from seeing what it's like to have 3 wide receivers on a team and watching the week to week, because I do think the same thing with DJ Moore might happen, where he'll have a monster week and then the next week he could see 2 catches that week out there, and then Keenan Allen goes off. Roma Dunze makes a big play. They got a good defense. They're going to run the football too. Like they're not going to just throw everything at Caleb out there, throw the football 40 times a week. So there's going to be spike weeks and there's going to be down weeks. So it would depend on where I'm drafting him. And I would take Waddle over him because I don't see a top 8 finish out of DJ Moore this year, but I could see it out of Waddle. What's the other case? And that's fine. If I'm wrong on it, I hope I'm wrong on this. I'm a Bears fan. Gladly be wrong on this one if they're that good this year. No, there might be one more case. Let me see. Hold on. I have the list of players, so I can just see who we haven't looked at yet. There's one more case.
12?
No, you said the whole top row was done, but it wasn't.
I did 16, 17. I didn't? Oh,
no. Man. That was Mike Evans.
Make a case for that.
I would take Mike Evans too over DJ Moore. As crazy as that sounds.
He's the guy. I think he kind of always gets overlooked, but I mean, he's had 1,000 yards every year of his career. And he hasn't always had the best quarterback play. He had Brady that 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years.
And then, thank you, Andrew.
Jameis Winston, but he's consistent. He's steady, and he's the number 1 target. But I think Godwin might eat into his role a little bit this year.
Back in the slot, that helps. That's going to help Godwin a ton. He is a sneaky, nice little value late in your leagues, especially in PPR leagues.
Right. He's usually going 6, 7, depending.
Yeah, that's nice because if he's
good value there,
if you're getting the old Chris Godwin back, the old role for Chris Godwin back, kind of nice there.
And again,
but I still like Mike Evans.
Well, yeah, I do too. I want to see how the new OC runs that offense. Obviously, Canales was great for them last year, but that was it. Liam Cohen he came from the Rams, and they were saying, with Godwin, he can have the Cooper Kupp role. I don't know if it's going to be
still only 2 wide receivers to throw the football too. Right. That's why I like him.
But I want to see how Jalen McMillan, as a late round guy too. Don't sleep on him.
I get it.
Washington receivers.
There's a lot more risk in a McMillan or gamble on him even being good than there is on having just a bona fide 1A, 1B like they might have in those 2. That's all. I don't know. Maybe it's close with Evans and Moore. They'd be back end because Evans back end round 3 for me, for sure.
I can see it.
So I'm slightly ahead, but it's because because there's going to be running backs I throw in there, and that's why I probably move DJ Moore back into 4. But if we're talking just wide receiver rankings, then he might slot in right behind him, but it just might be the next round.
I'm happy with my pick.
Look at that. So you ended up. So to recap real quick, he started off with George Pickens, and he settled on Jalen Waddle. He passed up Devontae Smith, Amari Cooper, Josh Jacobs, Stephon Diggs, Alvin Kamara, Josh Allen, Devon Achane, Rashad White, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, Patrick Mahomes, and then we obviously went over the rest of them. So you fared pretty well. I'd say you hold on, let's get this out of the way here. Let me go back to this real quick as I do it. As we wrap up, it's just cooler that way. And then I can do. Look at that. See?
Perfect.
Now we're cooking with peanut oil again. But you did pretty good. And I think we got about 21 players in. There was just a couple more that were ranked in there that we didn't talk about. So I'll just ask you for your thoughts real quick on them that we haven't discussed on the first 2 ranking shows either. That's where I'm saying this. Like, there's going to be guys like, well, did you guys talk about James Cook? But we did, I think. Did we?
No. But I do like James Cook a lot.
So go ahead then, talk, because he's ranked around end of round 2 for me. So that's why I was a little confused. But go ahead.
I mean, for me, I think Cook's going to be really good this year. I think he's a great runner. I don't know about the goal line work. That's the thing, that's where Josh Allen comes into play. But as a pass catcher, I think he's going to be more consistent this year. Cook round 3, round 4, depending how I'm building my team. I really like Cook.
Yeah, we saw when the offensive coordinator shift happened last year.
You could see him ascending the back half of the season.
Run the football. That's what they're going to do, and I like James Cook doing that.
I do think Ray Davis will have a role, and that's another thing. I think.
The Ray Davis hype, that train is
out of control.
Taken off from the station now at this point. Whew. Luckily, it's just our community that's driving that station.
Yeah,
so
the home league
draft, you don't have to. Yeah, you ain't gonna worry about him.
But online here with this crew, yeah, if you want him, you better go get him. We've seen that.
I do like you could get both, honestly, because in your home league, you could probably get him dead last round because. Well, I guess some of these, but I like him. You don't have to take him where I rank him either. That's the best part about it. Even though I put him at 23 or whatever it is because I like him that much. No, you can get him way later. Look for that ranking is too. But James Cook, I like. Also, there was one guy I ranked him in your second round. He wasn't. He was in your third. I just need to correct myself, and that was Derrick Henry. So I have to.
He should be in my second.
So was your set? Who that was McBride that I screwed up?
Yeah, you had because you had moved Gibbs from round 1 to round 2.
Okay, so he was round 1. Okay, so McBride is
had in round 2.
Okay, I gotta fix that. And then a couple others real quick before we anything of Cooper Kupp is in the top 50.
I'm having a hard time with him.
He was going to be my next banker call, by the way, and then I just forgot to do it. But
that's okay. He's a guy. He's getting older. He's injuries. The injuries are just derailing him. If he bounces back, then obviously I think it lowers Puka's ceiling. And that's everyone's taking him in the first round, and I don't know. Kupp is a tough one for me. I'd rather just pass on him personally. He's another one. Let somebody else take him. If he hits, congratulations. But for me, I'm just out.
He's what Tim calls just a DND. Do not draft. He passes them at all costs. Don't want to deal with the injury. Don't want to deal with the. But
there's just other guys that I'd rather have. That are healthy. That have.
You're investing a third on Cooper Kupp, by the way.
Right.
You're going to take him still.
And I'm not. I'm good.
I don't mind it.
I just traded him in Dynasty for a third round pick. I was like, give me a third, whatever.
But I think he's going to fall he's going to fall to the fourth. I think I'd rock that. Well, it depends on how I start.
Fifth. But 3 feels a little rich.
See, I told you. See, Tim, there he goes. DND all day on Kupp. He does. Both of them. They could both be good. It's not like even if they're both on the field, they could both be good. But
yeah.
And then Joe Mixon, he's part of it. I kind of did him on the banker thing, so we don't really have to do that one. And then who haven't we talked about? I think that's it out of the top 50. So I think we got them all. So that's perfect. We did it.
There's one guy
close to it. Go ahead. If there's
anybody. I think you had him in round 2 as Pacheco.
Oh, I have him in round 2. That's why I left him off. So you can talk. Go ahead though.
I like Pacheco a lot. I think he's got that sneaky running back 1 upside. I don't think he's going to be running back 1. I'm just saying the value that you can get for him in round 3 or 4. I look at him. He's a round 3 guy. He's another one that I was seeing if he's on the board in the cases. He's another guy I really like this year. I'm not worried about CEH. I'm not worried about Deneric Prince. I'm not worried about Kadarius Toney moving into the backfield. I really like Pacheco. There's nobody else. And they're going to run. And he's going to have – if he stays healthy, he's going to have a monster season, I think.
The Rhino runs like a rhino. And I love it. They brought no one in. They're a 40-year-old Jerick McKinnon they're going to throw out there. Did they even bring him back? They didn't before. So
when they're having Kadarius Toney back there running some plays.
As
a pass catcher, I don't know.
Get out of here. Stop this.
If Pacheco's healthy, it's his backfield.
That's a 7. That could be 70, 80% of the snaps out there. Like this could be a bona fide steal for you in the 3rd round of your draft. That's why I have him in the 2nd round, because I absolutely think he's going to be a top 5 running back this year. He's
a guy you can definitely take in the
fall in
the
12, 13 touchdowns too. Easily in that offense. And then if he gets any passing work, like if he's on the field and gets a little bit more of that passing work, he's catapulting into that range. And that's why I am okay. If I reach on him in the end of the 2nd round, I am okay with that. I will flip it around and get somebody else that I have ranked in the 2nd round and the 3rd, and I'll take him in the end of the 2nd. I came up with the video. I found the video to explain like the Texans receivers and the Bears receivers. But
Ready.
So you ready for this one? This is how this is the best way. I could not voice it properly. I needed to find something to just get it out there on how I feel about both of those sets of wide receivers, because they're all 3 of them on each team are too good. And I do think it's spike week. So if you draft one of them, just prepare yourself.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
That is how I can explain the Bears fight. So I finally, I was able to capture just that emotion into that video. That's just how
sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
That's how the show is too. Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes.
The Trailer Park of Fantasy. I'm telling you, we got to rebrand. This is Trailer Park Fantasy.
I know the Trailer Park of Fantasy Sports. But anyways, go ahead. I'll sign us out of here. We got like an hour and 20 minutes we did, but that was good. But go ahead. Tell these people where they can find you, the whole 9 yards.
Find me on X, the green one, THA_green_1. Come find me. Let's chat. Always
chat with you.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
We can keep this, the YouTube chat going. I'm always down to talk fantasy football. It's an obsession now. It's not even a passion anymore.
He's not lying. So that is 100% true.
Yeah, my buddy, we talk daily, all day on the phone at work just to kill time. Talking strategies and high stakes.
We just texted all day too. It's fantasy. That's life. It's just all it is. You can find me at Streets at Dawn on the good old X or Twitter, whatever you like to call it these days. And make sure that if you are watching this show that you like and subscribe it. Do not forget to do that. This is now the Game Breakers Network 2. So that means there's 1,000 other good shows. There was shows on tonight. There was a AEW something. I don't even Dynamite. Oh, Dynamite. I don't know. I don't watch AEW. I'm better with WWE. Anyways, there was a watch along that Tim, our guy, just came from, by the way. And that's what he was running over there. So if you need a wrestling fix, definitely stick around. I saw Kayla was in here. She stopped in for a second. I couldn't find it, but I know she was here. So Outrage Control. There's a bunch of sports shows now that are coming on here. You'll get Dylan and all the Louisiana boys doing stuff. So lots of, Ivan, Circle of Debate. Tons of awesome people on the Game Breakers Network. So make sure you stick around for all of that. I'm sure I'm missing something. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of that. And otherwise we will see you next week, because next week is big. It's big. It's going to be, you need to tell everybody about the fucking Mega Bowl. And Andrew, if you want to be part of it and drafting it and come on, please do. You're more than welcome, by the way. Tim will be there. Blake will be there. Everyone's going to be there, but it's going to be the Mega Bowl mock next Wednesday. That's what we're doing. Everyone's going to talk. We're doing 2 minutes per pick. We're going to make sure everybody gets to talk, take up your full 2 minutes. Huge brainstorm session before we start getting into these drafts. Have a cold one, have some fun. It'll be a good time. Last year it was a circus, but we laughed a ton with 8 people all talking. So it'll be a good time. So make sure you stick around for that. And without further ado, I guess we'll see you next week. I'm buying time again because I can't find the damn video. This happens every week now. I just
gotta have those outros ready.
I know. So there's so many videos now that I have to go through, and I just need to put them all in order is half the problem. But all right, we'll see you next time.